Hello everybody, welcome to Mark Bajerski YouTube channel. Guess who I've got here? The infamous, famous, wonderful, amazing Alex. How are you doing, Alex?
I'm alright, mate. Lovely to see you after all this time.
Yeah.
Gosh, it's just been so long, hasn't it?
How long's it been? Maybe 3 years?
3 years, yeah.
Last time we did the video, we did it downstairs, but
Downstairs,
now
we're upstairs.
Upstairs, and,
Yes,
and
yeah.
upstairs we have how many square meters of crystals?
There is about 6,000 square feet of crystals up here.
Yeah.
These are all the natural crystals that we do.
And I
rather
actually,
than manufactured
when I
things.
first started, I used to come up here and individually cherry pick little tiny pieces.
Yes,
to
that's
get
all you
them.
ever do, isn't it?
Yeah.
Cherry pick. That's
Yeah,
he does these things.
But you do for
I
me
do,
as
yeah.
well, because for the past 3 years I haven't been able to.
You haven't.
No, so
Marks out of 10 for me.
I would say 11, at least
That's
11.
good, that's
at
good. Well,
least.
I know what you want, so you know, and we don't deal in rubbish.
No, I'd like to first of all talk
Yes.
to you about a subject which is becoming more fascinating to me, and that's Moldavite.
Yes.
Every year it
Yeah.
seems to evolve in different ways. It sends me left, right, and centre.
It does, doesn't it?
How do you find with Moldavite? Are you happy working with it now, or does it get a strain, or how do you feel?
I have been. I mean, Moldavite is a very strong stone. But the thing that's, you know, obviously with this TikTok thing, it's made it very expensive, and I don't like that because crystals are meant to be shared. And if it takes things too far out of people's budgets, it's a shame.
Do you think the same thing about, like, say, a diamond or Alexandrite or something like that? Most people can't really afford that. But
I understand, but the great thing with Moldavite is it's the energies and what you can do with it.
Yeah.
All I'm saying, it's a shame it's gone up.
I've actually.
Do you know what I mean?
I felt the same thing,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
over these past couple of 3 years, I kind of feel as almost as to blame as TikTok as well, because I do talk about Moldavite. I'm writing a book about Moldavite, but
You're different because you're into the healing side.
Yeah.
The TikTok thing was in a way selfishness. You know, you buy a piece and you're going to be rich. Well, you know, Moldavite isn't about that.
Right.
It's more about the healing properties of it, and you know, and that's the most important thing, I think, with it.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
I totally agree.
And it's such a shame that something has sort of taken it off at a tangent and made it a little bit too much money. Though it's leveling off a little bit.
A little bit.
A little bit. But I mean, I was talking to the guys who've got the quarry, and they said that they haven't had the production as well. That's been the biggest problem. The production and the huge demand that TikTok had.
Right. It was huge, mate.
It was immense. Absolutely immense.
It threw me all over the place because for me to be able to cherry pick Moldavite from you and a few others in the Czech Republic, it's like, you get what you're given now, mate.
Yeah.
This is what we've got. Do you want it or not? It's like, I've never had this before.
I was the same, but I'm very fortunate that my people have let me. I've asked for the AA grade, obviously, which you get, and I pay a bit more money for it, rather than them just handing you a bag and saying that's all you can have. So I've been lucky. And obviously you've been lucky because you've been lucky because you managed to get a bit yourself.
Yeah.
I've managed to get some for you.
And look after some of your clients as well. So.
Well, yes. I mean, you're the main guy for it because you're the important man for Moldavite, aren't you?
Well, like you said, my clients and I work with it in a way that nobody else would truly understand.
Exactly.
So.
Exactly. That's the difference, and you know, that will make. It's worth the money for that.
I think so.
You know,
it takes a bit of time to save for a lot of my clients, but when they do, they really appreciate it.
Yeah,
and I think that's a nice thing as well.
Yeah, I mean, the thing I meant is the people who just wanted a piece for the greed's sake. You know,
There's always that though in life, right?
Yeah,
it's like with anything.
Yeah, but it's made them. You know, it's made it more expensive for them, which I suppose could be a good thing in a way. Because I don't know.
I'm the same. Like I said, it's thrown me all over the place. I've gone full circle with all of it 4 or 5 times.
Same with you. There was a time when I stopped buying Moldavite because I think it was too. it was all the energies were wrong.
Yeah, exactly.
Everything was wrong
That
about
is
it.
so right.
You know what I mean?
That is exactly my same words that I said to all my friends on YouTube.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of them agreed with it. But still, when something is a beautiful and interesting energy, and so many people get out of it, then you obviously go back to it. Because I did try, and I do like it. Libyan desert.
The Libyan desert,
I do like it. I really do.
It's not the same as Moldavite.
It's not the same.
It's not the same.
Yeah.
But it was an alternative for people.
That's right.
And also maybe sometimes Moldavite can be really strong and fizzy to some people.
Yeah.
And maybe if you start off with a piece of desert glass,
yeah, exactly.
it'll give the energy there. You can become a little bit more accustomed to it.
Yeah, and it's a
and
great
then work
way of
up.
saying that.
Yeah.
I like that a lot.
Yeah.
A lot of people get different sensations from Moldavite, but Moldavite comes with a lot of dark kind of things that are said about it, like it's radioactive, and it just keeps going on. But the worst thing for me right now, my struggle, is proving that Moldavite is genuine. When listen to this bit. So 3 months ago, somebody had taken one of my Moldavites and taken them to a gemologist.
Yes.
A gemologist said this is glass.
Yes.
Okay, basically fake. Now, one of my best buyers, right?
Yes.
Is it who lives in Bessanits, who mines from the Bessanits Federation mining company.
Yeah.
Right. I bought a huge selection of Bessanits hedgehogs.
I remember.
Right.
I remember you
but
doing it.
But also there was a bag of Bessanits nuggets.
Yes.
They were slightly different in colour and they were really unusual.
Yes.
Somebody bought one a few weeks ago and sent it to a gemologist in Australia, and they got it back and said this is imitation glass.
Yeah. Well,
what do you do with that?
Well, gemologists aren't geologists, so there's that to start off with. Sometimes they don't have the knowledge of a geologist or someone like yourself or me, who's dealt with lots of different crystals for 20 odd years, because we've got the experience. It will test as glass, but so does obsidian.
Exactly.
That tests as glass, but and it is a form of glass, but it has other rare earth minerals in it that if they cared to go into it, they would understand that it is genuine Moldavite. Also, you can tell, you can't really make, to the trained eye, you can't make genuine Moldavite. I've seen the fake stuff, and it's just like glass. Yeah. All these bits that we deal with, it's all 100% genuine. You know, I would stake my reputation and every penny that I own that these things are genuine. It's the problem is these people don't have a lot more knowledge. They've only they sort of have these blinkers on. Right. We'll test this stone. Right. Oh, it tests as glass. It must be glass. Right. Well, yes, it is glass, but it's not manufactured glass. Yes. It fell. The caldera actually is in Germany, and the comet or whatever was said to come in at an angle like that scraped the Moldar Valley, and the friction of the comet or the meteorite, the friction was caused that turned the Moldar Valley, the place, the caldera in Germany, turned it to glass, because obviously friction with rock, high temperatures, very quick, will turn things to glass. And then it was sort of dumped, it came like that, and it dumped all the fragments into the Czech Republic, which is where you find it. Right. Now, these gemologists won't have all this knowledge. Yeah. All they've got is a machine that tells them, right, this is glass. Right. So there's more into it, and also you can't give a certificate, because everyone can make a certificate.
Exactly what I said.
This is another thing. You can't. I mean, I could give you a certificate. Yeah. But what's it mean?
It means your trust in the certificate.
Correct.
That's it.
Yeah.
So my faith is in the certificate. It means nothing more.
No, and if someone decides to fake your certificate, then it's a problem.
It is.
So
it is.
I think the thing that people have to do is you need to go to somebody who is reputable, like yourself, because you're not going to sell non-genuine Moldavite because you've written books about it, your jewellery's in it, I supply you. You're not going to risk all that for a piece of cheap rubbish.
Yeah. The only problem is when somebody sends that to me, it's very hard for me to say, okay, I could. The only way you could do that is actually take that person, walk them to the Czech Republic, get to Besenice, go to a field, dig and say, here you go, there's a piece of Besenice, but still.
And it doesn't look like that because it needs cleaning all the bits and pieces, and you can't go and dig it because it's illegal.
Exactly.
There's only a few people that are allowed to actually mine the Moldavite. And again, like yourself, I don't buy it from the people that are digging it at night time or anything like that.
Exactly.
I much rather deal with the people who mine it legally and who pay all the necessary things.
No issues, no problems, no headaches, and we can sleep. Exactly. You sound like me. I can sleep at night at the moment, but it is frustrating for me when I get this paper. I'm like, well, what can I do? You know, what can I do to say this is everything that I know, hand on heart, is genuine, and you just got to say, well, to those people, I'm sorry. There's nothing really I can do other than it's my word for what I do and how
and your reputation.
Exactly. Indeed. But anyway, moving on from that, because it's a great. That is a fast, and you can go for hours for that, because like one of the points I was going to say is that when you go to the museum, there are at least 10 to 15 places where the Moldavite has landed, which is different form, different colour. It's like that's not Moldavite. Yeah, it is, mate.
It's because it's where it's scraped on the earth. You have different. You know, you could have a vein of fluorite there, and you could have a vein of barite there. And as the meteorite scrapes those two, you're going to obviously get a different formation of the Moldavite.
Right.
Some will make it, you know, if you've got high in quartz, you're going to have nice, crisp, clean, glassy Moldavite. If it's, you know, some other mineral like, I don't know, for argument's sake, fluorite, it might change that, the friction, the temperature, because everything melts at different temperature, everything crystallizes differently at different temperatures, quicker and slower. So you are going to, you know, that's what you get with Mother Nature. You know, when you, like, you know, my mines in Namibia, we go for fluorite, and you can have fluorite that's perfect for 20 metres. It'll just like that change.
Or stop.
What
happens when it stops, out of interest?
You've got to try and find it.
So your mine could end up being out of business because you've dug for 5 weeks and there's nothing there.
Yeah, because what you do is the veins run, but what might have happened? The Earth might have shifted that way
by 2 meters off 1 meter.
Could have quite easily, and then so you've got to try and work out which way it might have gone. It might have gone down, up, left, right. You don't know, because when you have earthquakes and tectonic plate movements, the Earth might shift that way. It could go 2 meters. It could go 20 meters.
So have you ever heard of a mine that's sold to somebody else because they've run out of vein, and then somebody's bought it and found?
Yeah, people have done it.
Wow.
Yeah, but it, you know, but that is part of how the Earth is formed and how you get these things like Moldavite. So this is, as I say, going back to this man who said, yes, it's glass. He doesn't know the full story. He's just looking at one thing. He's got his blinkers on. That's Moldavite. Sorry, that's glass. That's it.
Yeah. Or
he doesn't know.
Yes, it's Moldavite, or it isn't, because of what he's been trained.
It's still going to be glass.
Yeah, exactly.
He won't know the difference between genuine and non-Moldavite.
So a geologist will study the bubbles. They'll study the unusual patterns of formation, that isn't in a bit like for me when I'm looking
in a
under
mass spectrometer.
when I'm looking under a microscope.
Yes.
I can make that microscope so strong that a piece of glass looks like the same as Moldavite.
Yeah, indeed.
And like, well, you go so far, so you've got to have that understanding.
It's the formation of it. You can't get that crisp terminations making it. It's always fairly well polished and not so good.
Right.
So, but these people haven't got the ultimate knowledge that maybe a geologist has.
I think this is the first time anybody's ever spoken about this on Main Street. But it's interesting.
That's what it's all about. You know, it's about people who know a particular thing.
So would you suggest then, if you are going to test for a piece of Moldavite, would you say first of all, forget the gemologist? And, you know, if you're really in that feeling, is it real? Because there's a lot of people who buy fake. This is what I mean. Where do you stop?
I think what you've got to do is maybe, I don't know whether you've done it, give people on your website, this is a piece of fake glass. This is a piece of Moldavite.
I have done that. I've done videos on it, and you can clearly see it's completely different.
Well, that's the only thing you can do, because people wasting money. And you are wasting.
It's $50 normally, minimum to $85, depending.
I had someone. I've got some ruby, and I've got some ruby pendants downstairs, and one of my clients took one and sold it on the internet, and the woman had it tested. And she came back and said, this isn't ruby, this is glass.
Right.
So I said, it can't be. So anyway, I got it tested. And what it is, it's ruby that is the glass filled. Because certain rubies, they pit very easily. And to make it smooth, you put them in glass to fill all the cracks.
Right.
And obviously it's cheaper than something that is absolutely perfect by maybe 100 times cheaper.
But then you would go to a specialist jeweler for that.
Well, no, she got it tested, but then I had to say to them, no, it is corundum. And then she came back and said it was corundum with glass. Well, you know... But it's all these different things. It's such a minefield.
It's a minefield. That is,
and it is
so
a minefield.
True.
It's a minefield for everyone.
Yeah.
You know, have I been caught out nearly a couple of times with a few things?
Me once. Mine was black rutilated.
Yes.
I bought it from a real brilliant guy, genuine. He's never let me down. And I test all of them. Yeah. I've got a tester for glass. It tested as glass, and it was glass. It was basically glass, a fake glass with black,
striations.
Rutilate, and so, yeah.
It is a minefield, but I think the thing you've got to do is try and go with people who've got a little bit of knowledge. You know, clearly you do YouTubes. Yeah. You have an in-depth knowledge of crystals. You know, things like this with me. Because I've been doing the job a long time, I deal with minerals all the time. You get to know these things.
Well, how I get to know it is I'll sit down, I'll get the crystals and sit down, or just for a few moments I'll feel, and my indication is my heart or my chest starts to implode and explode. Yes. It's like I can feel this feeling, and my hands are tingling like crazy, and I can almost can't breathe. That's my indication.
You can do it.
If I've got glass, nothing happens. Yeah. No feeling at all.
But you're dealing with it all the time. As I say, I think that the only thing that people can do is try reputable people.
Yeah.
And you know, I'll always.
Do you think there are many reputable people on eBay, Etsy, and Amazon?
There will be. It's like everything. You get bad apples in everything.
Yeah, so
and it's a shame.
Discernment is extremely important these days, because people are just going out and just buying anything and then going, oh, I think I bought a fake. And like they've got a 20-gram piece of Moldavite and they've paid $29.99.
Well, it's the saying, if it's too good to be true...
It normally is.
Correct.
Yeah.
So don't, anything that looks too good to be true... Yeah. Don't buy
that is definitely one part, but the other part for me is that I've noticed this over the years, that even the fake dealers, I mean, I've got about 6 different online sites, apps, and people are faking my accounts and now selling my crystals as it's like, so this the market of fake in every industry now. You have
is
to
immense.
you have to now start to think with your mind and look and study and take your time and don't rush into anything, because there are people out there who say they're from the Czech Republic and are selling Moldavites at super prices, so you think, okay, this must be real because it's super price, and it's actually fake. They're buying fake.
It is a minefield, but the only thing I say, stick to people who really, are quite well known, shall we say.
Yeah, people have been doing it for a long time, at least a minimum 5, 10, 15, 20 years. But if people are popping up from nowhere as well,
I'd struggle with that. Yeah, I'd struggle with that. Yeah, for sure.
So that's great information. It's fantastic, Alex. So for me, what I enjoy most of all is coming here and individually looking at your crystals. How, as a single guy with running such an amazing business with so many staff, how do you actually get to go all over the world and pick out such beautiful pieces? How do you even get time? Because I come here and it's a piece of cake for me. I said, you've done all the hard work.
I've done all the hard work.
And I appreciate that. But,
it's because I suppose because I'm a single lad. And I love what I do. It's not a job.
That's nice.
And I'm away at least once a month. So, and I love choosing the stones.
And you own mines?
Yes, I've got about four or 5 or 6 mines.
And within those mines, do you when you go there, do you have excitement when you go into them?
Man,
it's like going fishing or whatever.
It's all exciting. When I go prospecting in the desert, and we'll go and you'll see like a mound, and it's. You look at it and you'll maybe have a little dig to see what might be in it.
Wow.
And sometimes, I mean, the last one I was looking for, it's a mica in calcite.
Wow.
And it comes from deep in the earth.
Yeah.
And it's quite rare to have this particular formation. And I've been looking for it for 5 years. I saw it. I saw it about 7 years ago. And I thought, I'll remember where that is, but in the middle of the desert, you forget it.
So do you think that when you're in the middle of the desert, it's a potluck?
Oh, it's just potluck, yeah.
And do you get mining rights or anything like that?
What we basically do is I've got what they call an EPL, which is an exclusive prospecting license.
Amazing.
So it covers 20,000 hectares.
Oh my God.
You pay for it.
Where'd you start? I'm sure you pay for it.
And then what we do is that allows us to go onto anybody's land. Obviously, you go onto the farm and say, excuse me, we've got an exclusive prospecting license.
Wow. And they okay with that?
They've got to, because I've got the license for the minerals.
Right.
But it's always nice.
Are the minerals owned by the government wherever you are? Is that if I own a piece of land in the Czech Republic, if I own land, I only own 1 meter down, nothing else.
I'm not sure in Namibia, but I know that if we find something, we can peg that area, what they call peg it.
Okay.
You take the GPS coordinates, as you've seen it on television.
Yeah, I have.
And then you go to the Ministry of Mines and you say, I wish to peg these coordinates.
Yeah.
Are they pegged yet?
Yeah.
And they'll either say yes or no.
So they're not interested themselves?
No, because it's too vast, and we pay... Again, we've got to pay.
I can imagine.
Even in Namibia, we have to pay for the health and safety thing, and also the impact on the environment.
So you have to leave it in the same kind of thing.
But we're not sort of we're a little mining company. There's 7 guys that I have.
Yeah.
And we'll do it by hand or with machinery. The air guns and things like that. We're not into the major, it's just going to be a small hole in the ground, and sometimes it can be beneficial because that hole will hold water.
Wow.
So that of animals.
I understand that.
Do you know
Makes
what I mean?
sense. It's great. So there is some, because
there is
there's a lot of
positives.
people who are, normally, pointing fingers, and they'll say, "Oh, you're raping the land and all that."
They don't understand.
But you're not like a Chinese company that goes in with bulldozers and just rapes, because there is people, I think, that over mind. Do you believe?
I mean, it's a difficult one because all this technology. People say, "Well, you're doing that," but they've all got mobile phones. You've all got
what's in it?
Yeah, what's in it?
Yeah.
And a lot of the stuff
we're all
comes from the
hypocrites.
DRC.
We're all hypocrites.
Yeah,
mate. We're all hypocrites.
We all want we all want hot running water.
Yeah.
Nice toasty house.
Yeah.
Well, where's it come from? Minerals.
Yeah.
Copper. The lead,
you're right,
all
so
the different
right.
things.
Yeah,
and we need these things.
So right, eh?
We do need these things, but there are
nice
problems.
to see a different perspective from what we in our brain and see on TV and just say, it's nice to hear the other side of it, because we don't normally hear it. So this is great to listen to. Yeah. Anyway, on another note, on a positive note, today I've come here and I'm going to spend the whole day cherry picking. So far, I've got witch's fingers.
Yep. Rubellite tourmalines.
All the Moldavite.
All the Moldavite, yes. All my Moldavite.
Sorry, guys. All
so
the
you have some fab Moldavite. Rubellite tourmaline crystals.
They are beautiful.
Yeah,
Love
nice,
them.
aren't they? Yeah.
Also, I've got my eye on, there's a big piece of pyrite.
Yes. That's mine. You'd have to prize that out of me.
Okay, so I'm not going to get that. No. It's okay. That is beautiful. I've not seen one like it.
I've got there's some smaller
I've seen them.
And there's smaller ones
I've
underneath.
Seen them. Yeah, you can have the smaller ones. But no, I've got to say the smaller ones I love to mount. Yes. And people love them.
They're great.
The only thing people have an issue with sometimes is they have to polish them a lot, because the silver, unless they're rhodium plated.
Or you can, some pit setters can set it in leather. Yeah. It's when pyrite touches silver, it automatically turns it black. Yeah. It's the chemical reaction.
Yeah.
Nothing you can do about
I don't mind it. I actually like the dull effect. It looks like a shotgun colour car to me, and I actually like it. But so does Jasper, Bumblebee Jasper. It has that effect as well.
That's why I rhodium all mine. You've got some.
Yeah.
Because what I did, Mark's stuff that's coming, I bought 14 tons of the best Bumblebee.
Beautiful.
Sent it to India.
Love Bumblebee with all my heart.
And then I picked all the best cabochons and I've set them all, and we've done it in rhodium.
Amazing.
So they are really beautiful pieces.
It's a little bit more money. People need to understand that rhodium is like,
it's gone through the roof.
Yeah, it has. Yeah, so each piece then adds to the value of it that I have to pay. So then so we have to understand that.
The thing is, you're doing it right. You're prepared. To rather than make it cheap.
Yeah.
You're going to have it rhodium plated, so it will last longer.
Yeah,
so it won't touch. And that's what you've got to do. Sometimes you've got to put a bit more of an investment into it.
Do you know? I was just thinking, my guys in Bali who make my jewellery.
Yeah. One
of them were telling me that his sister just passed away.
Yes.
And I said, "Oh, I'm sorry about that." And apparently, it was because of certain chemicals they were using.
Cadmium, it'll have been. Years ago.
I think you're right.
Yeah, it's cadmium.
And they stopped it because it was actually poisonous.
Yeah, it is.
Rhodium doesn't have that effect. No. We won't look 10 years and...
No. Rhodium is a rare earth mineral.
Okay, cool. What was that other thing? Was it some kind
cadmium? It was a cheap form of... that they put in the silver to help it along, and it was a bad thing.
It actually killed a lot of people in Bali. A lot. So that was quite awful. When I heard that, I jumped out of my skin. That was it.
So yes, I mean, really, all good people now will not use cadmium.
That's good. That's good to hear.
We pay, we'll pay that little bit more to get the best cabs, and also, if something does need rhodium,
your caps are amazing, by the way. Your jewellery is amazing, and very rare. The only certain things that happen is when people wear a bit of jewellery with a jewellery and they bang to each other and they break easy.
You've got to be careful.
There's the nice pieces of Moldavite, the very fine Moldavite.
Yes, you can't do it because it's a delicate mineral.
Yeah.
It has to be, it has to be
worn on its own, and not when you're cleaning.
Correct. Yeah, not when you're cleaning or washing up or anything like that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Some of these things you need to take care with them. That's all. just a bit of care,
Yeah.
and they'll serve you for a long time.
That's right. The claw settings are always a little bit more challenging because they can get it caught.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
So you have to be careful of that.
Again, yeah. I mean, you've got to have, with claw setting, it has to be a delicate claw to keep the stone as the start.
Exactly.
But if people, maybe you should have a little thing saying, please don't wear it with something that'll snag.
Pull, like a material that can get stuck in it and pull it.
Exactly, because it's a claw set. A lot of people, unless
and
you
silver
know these things.
And the silver that we use is not like it's not going to move. It's going to move because silver is a soft metal.
It is, and you can't. It's like everything. You can't abuse things. You don't drive your car. You don't park it by braille against a wall, do you?
You look after it.
You look after it.
Yeah.
So
and it's as simple as that. Yeah. Interesting. So thank you, Alex. It's been 3 years.
3 years. It's lovely to see you again.
And you too. And also, I've got to say, mate, that you're probably one of the nicest guys in this field of work that I've ever met, because you actually love what you do. It's not a
job.
And the other guys that I meet, it's the principles are completely different. Integrity. I meet a lot of people without the integrity, and
the thing is, when you get to a time in your life and
you're
a
not
certain
that old, mate.
No, I'm not that old.
Come on.
No, I'm not that
spring
old.
chicken.
But when you're fairly comfortable, I'm not greedy.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's not about the money.
Yeah.
Yes, we need money
to pay the staff, to pay the electric,
everything, and to have a life. And obviously, I risk everything to
some people don't understand that.
No.
That's something we have to bear in mind.
That's it.
You've taken a lot of gambles in everything that you've done.
With everything.
But I mean, for me, you've done really well. And I think you've been safe. I mean, you've got a good eye for everything that you have.
Well, the one's a bit dodgy, but this one's all right.
I'll be pulled out next week. It's like a sweet tooth. I'll be pulled out next week.
But I mean, it's just it's not a job, and it's just nice to
Can I just
to
show
see things?
help myself?
No problem. Just get a few bits and pieces.
Yeah, if you don't mind. No, I just want to get you've got everywhere I look is beauty.
That's Uruguayan amethyst. That's some of the best Uruguayan amethyst you'll find.
But everything that you've got is absolutely, it's all beautiful.
Yeah, lovely, isn't it?
Everything.
Yeah.
And it's like, for me, it's like when I come away from here, the girls at the office will say to me, how much have you spent? And I
invested.
Said, and I said, don't ask. But for me, it's not. I'd rather have like 1,000 crystals than a bit of money to one side. I don't want that. It's worth it. It means nothing. But crystals you can work with. You can. it strengthens you. It makes you feel good. I mean, just
and you can look at them. Just when I come in every morning, I'll have a look round and just look at them.
What's that huge crystal down? There's two of them. Is it like
in my office?
No. Outside there's these.
They look like red jasper.
Jasper.
Yeah. There's one is 1.1 tons and the other one's 1.4 tons.
And normally,
polished.
Where would they go? Like
people,
a hotel,
a house. There was a lady who I've dealt with a long time, who's got loads of hairdressing shops, wanted it, but evidently her floor wouldn't take it. So
I was just thinking that.
So she couldn't have it.
If you've got an apartment, like 1 ton in your apartment, might be a bit dodgy.
It was a bit dodgy, yes. So she couldn't do it. Although she was gutted that she couldn't get it. But so or something outside. Oh, I mean, aren't they?
They're incredible.
A month to 6 weeks to polish.
Yeah.
Take a picture and put it on.
And
put it on for everyone.
Not just that, but the work involved in getting it, bringing it here, transportation without damage, people have no idea.
Everything. I mean, even to get it out of the earth, it could have travelled. You've got to get a heavy machine into the middle of nowhere, which will cost a fortune.
Exactly.
You've got to lift them onto a truck. Then they've got to take them to where they're going to be polished. You've got to cut it.
Yeah.
And you're not talking about a little saw that
No.
It's a proper
giant saw, which can
enormous
take a day or something like that.
Easy, yeah. And then you've got to polish it, and it's all done by hand.
Yeah.
You go maybe through 4 or 5 or 6 different stages to get that polish on them. But take a picture.
I will.
And show you, let all your viewers have a look and see.
I will. Well, Alex, thanks so much.
Hey,
I don't want to take up any more of Alex's time, but please, guys, send him your wishes, and I'm sure he'll look online every now and again. Anything that you want to ask, Alex, to be honest, is my main go-to. He's always there. I bother you a lot with crystals.
You never bother me, mate.
Sometimes I have no clue. I know what the crystal is. I've worked with it, but I forgot the bloody long name. Yeah. And you just say, boom, it's this. It's like, but it has this in it, and it's got that in it, and it's got this in it. This is where it comes. Like for me, I struggle with so many different formations in one crystal.
I buy so much. All the time, and I have done for so many years. I'm so au fait with it all.
You are.
You can quite easily lose, your knowledge if you haven't done it for a while, or you're not doing so much.
That's me. When I was working full time, I don't even know how old I am anymore.
I thought you were 42.
No, 50, 104, something like that. I don't know. I've been here a few times. I think. But anyway, guys, thank you so much. It's been a pleasure to have Alex on. Again, please, underneath, send your comment and maybe ask a question or anything like that. Alex is always up for a chat. And
absolutely.
Thank you, Alex.
Pleasure, Mark.
Thanks for that.
Nice to see you. All right.
Okay. Bye, guys. Love you all.